that to council.
Sure. We're live.
I'm Buffalo Wild Wings, right?
See what I did there?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that'd be a good night.
Good evening, everybody. 7 o'clock, so we'll call the meeting to order for the Common Council Monday, May 20th. Can we have a roll call?
Councilmember Coffey, present. Councilmember Olson here. Councilmember Sharkey here. Councilmember Rowe here. Councilmember McDermott here.
Congratulations are in order for the Angola Hornet track team winning a sectional title last week. They make our community very proud. And trying softball, my goodness gracious. Wow. They're hosting a super regional NCAA later this week. And I'm telling you, they are just shutout after shutout, just absolutely amazing what they're doing. A couple of the council members went to the graduation ceremony for the fire training academy that Chief Call has started. I'm just thrilled with that project that he has in that program. He has 9 new firefighters graduated from his academy. And I love the way he was handing out applications at the end of the week. God bless Chief Call. And if you see Retha around the halls, Retha Hicks, she graduated the Indiana, a very intense Indiana economic development course down at Ball State this last week. So if you see her, congratulate her for that. And with that, let's request the approval of the May 6 minutes.
So second.
Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Minutes of the March 4th Board of Works and Safety meeting is presented for your information. Unfinished business. We're going to start off with a public hearing regarding the proposed additional appropriation to the ARP Coronavirus Fiscal Recovery Fund, ordinance number 1753. So we will open that public hearing now. If you have anything to say, please go to the podium and state your name and address, please. Don't everybody rush up at once now. We got plenty of time. Not seeing anybody rush to the podium, we will close the public hearing, and now we will go on with second reading of ordinance 1753, additional appropriation ordinance for the city of Angola, Indiana, ARP Coronavirus Fiscal Recovery Fund. Second reading.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And third reading of ordinance 1753, 2024, additional appropriation ordinance for the city of Angola, Indiana, our coronavirus fiscal recovery fund. Third reading.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Is there any other unfinished business this evening? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. Ordinance number 1754, 2024, an ordinance vacating a public alley between South Kinney Street and Woodward Avenue for the first reading. Gretchen, would you like to address the council, or would you like to just move ahead?
Go ahead and move ahead, Mayor.
We'll move right ahead. The university has some expansion plans. They have a very tight timeline that they want us to follow. We've been working administratively to make sure that we meet their requirements. And this is the first step and the first reading. Motion? Second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Very good. Ordinance number 1755, 2024, an ordinance amending the Angola Municipal Code Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.15, Traffic stop intersection, first reading. We have taken both of those stop signs that we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. We put it in ordinance form. We'll take 3 readings to approve them, and tonight is first reading for both of them, and they are combined.
I would move their approval.
I'll second.
Motion second, any discussion?
Yeah. If I remember last meeting, one was on a second reading and one was one of.
We have backed off that, and we have put it in ordinance form, which requires 3 readings. We've combined them both together.
Council did?
Administratively did, legal, and Ryan is presenting it that way to amend the ordinance that we have. Basically, it's an ordinance amending the ordinance that we have.
If I may, Mr. Mayor, I'll take responsibility for that. We did not have a written ordinance in written form, which is best practice for council to act on. We kind of conducted the meeting as if there were, but there wasn't a written ordinance. So we're kind of cleaning that up by having a written ordinance before you to vote on this time. So I apologize for that confusion. I was a bit confused myself.
We have a motion, I believe.
Yes.
And a second. Okay. Any other discussion?
I guess I'll just pipe in a couple comments here. So first, I do want to commend our council for bringing forth the concerns of our community so we can work diligently to address them. I guess with the safety component in mind, just wanted to provide a few concerns. One, of providing a false sense of security for the area. Because if we do move forward with installing stop signs in these locations where evidence doesn't support their use, there's just some concern because the placement of stop signs greatly impact or influence, a driver's adherence to those traffic control devices. So placement does become paramount when we talk about safety of our roadways and our citizens. So I am a bit concerned that drivers may be less likely to abide by signs if they're not placed where evidence supports the utilization of stop signs, which could result in other disregarding of signs across the community holistically. So this does weigh heavily on my mind as we look at safety of our citizens in these locations as well as other areas. And I guess my last concern with it is how we would navigate future acceptance or denials of stop sign requests. If the evidence doesn't currently support these stop signs in these locations, yet we move forward with adopting them, just concerned on what our process would be in the future. So I know the safety of our community, the safety of our citizens are the utmost importance to me, as well as I believe everyone in this room. So I appreciate the council considering these concerns as we move forward with this matter, but also future matters related.
I agree with the concern about the future matters because if perhaps we don't ever have another traffic study that if there's a support for sign, even though it's a safety factor because the guidelines state, and Amanda and her folks did a great job, I thought, and they do a great job with it. So I think it's, again, not a good idea to go away from what we already have in place. And we have to trust our people to do their job, and then we act accordingly.
Thank both of your comments. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Are you good with or without a roll call?
Got it.
Okay, ordinance number 1756, 2024, an ordinance amending the Angola Municipal Code Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.15, Traffic, Section 10.15.150, Speed Limits. First reading. Before we accept a motion, Amanda, would you like to address what we're doing here?
So Sue Hamlin with Trine reached out to us with concerns on speed limits and the streets around Trine's campus. So we met, myself, the police chief and the street commissioner met with Stu and his staff and kind of talked about their concerns and their concerns with speeding and the area in general. And then kind of looked around, did some research on Indiana codes and came up with looking at these streets at Trine and treating them like we would a school zone. So we have other areas in the city that we treat as a school zone that have significant pedestrian, typically children, activity, and looked at treating this much the same. The only difference in Trine versus our other school zones is that the pedestrian traffic is not predictable on timing. So the Traffic Commission would like to reduce the speed limit on the streets immediately within the campus area from 30 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour, which matches our school zone speed limits, but not put a time restriction on that because of they walk all times of the day and night. So the letter that's in front of you is from the Traffic Commission, just kind of summarizing that and the list of the streets, which would be South Darling, South Kinney, Woodard, Moss, and Thunder Drive. So South Darling would be the only one that is not the entire length, and that would be from Romney to Thunder Drive, which is the heavy campus area. And then beyond that would be still 30 miles per hour, which is our standard residential speed limit.
Thank you. Entertain a motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion?
Are there going to be school signs put up?
Only speed limit signs.
No school signs.
I guess we didn't talk about that. I don't know.
You don't have, like you said, you don't have
I mean,
a time.
Try university signs.
trying signs. We didn't consider that. We considered just speed limit signs on those streets.
When I was years ago, when I was going to college, I would race quickly in class, so I never had a problem with the car. Kids are slower walking in class today, I guess, because they're on time.
Or faster driving.
I was thinner.
We would be happy to discuss a collaborative sky bridge over from campus to Tiefer at some point also. Probably not for today, Mayor, but
Nobody ever said you think small.
Go to the parking garage.
Stu, any comments, Stu, you'd like to add?
Not really. I mean, it's, if y'all been down Thunder or Darling Street or even Summit, and anything in between, when the kids are on campus, they're on campus. They're everywhere. It's a lot of foot traffic. We do have some issues with speeding vehicles from time to time.
Have it all over town.
I would like to say that Summit is not on this list because it is already 25 miles per hour in our ordinance that was done several years ago. I'm not sure what, but so that one's already 25. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
I just want to say thanks to the Traffic Commission, with the Engineers Department, police, the street, meeting with the university there and just the work that they've done, and not only on this, but other matters as well. And I appreciate that for considering this and their recommendation.
Here for the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Review and determine if Barrel Coatings USA LLC located at 401 Grove Parkway is or is not in compliance with a statement of benefits for real estate improvement resolution 2019-756 and personal property resolution, same one, 2019-756. Joe, would you like to introduce yourself to the council and make some comments?
I'm Joe Ravenstein. I'm the controller at Barrel Coatings. I've been there since about 2015 now. And so just to provide a little bit of an update of where we're at, what we're going and where the future is we've done very well with continued growth over the last several years. And here with 2024, our outlook is that we've just acquired another warehouse up in Fremont to expand our operations and increase our distribution and free up some space at 401 Growth here in Angola to then continue keeping our production up and potentially expanding that side of the business as well. So we've been able to do that through the support of the community here and the abatements and different things that have been extended to us. And so we appreciate the support.
We appreciate everything you do for the community. We appreciate the jobs you bring. Glad to have you here. Entertain a motion.
I would move that we approve.
Both resolutions. Both resolutions. For a second.
Second.
A motion, a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Review and determine if JK Ice Ventures, Inc., located at 319 Pokagon Trail, Suite C, is or is not compliance with the Statement of Benefits for Personal Property, Resolution 2023-849. It was a 3-year abatement. I don't think we have anybody from JK here this evening, so we entertain a motion.
Move to approve the resolution.
Second.
Motion is second, any discussion?
As I looked at this, the only trouble me is the number of additional employees, estimated 3 and actual 0. Is that something we don't worry about with this?
It's up to you. I don't have that paperwork in front of me.
Okay.
This is entirely at the council's.
Well, I don't certainly want to chase them off, and I'm sure they are beneficial to the community, but that's the only time when I've looked at these that I've noticed those numbers being less than what was projected, and this less is as low as you can go with
We have
0.
had that before. That's not totally uncalled for. If you would like to table it, we can do that and get additional information, clarity for you if you'd like.
In essence, they haven't hired anybody since we gave them the abatement. Is this 38, not 30, but 34 or 31? So they haven't increased their staff. Anybody want to ask that question?
I would like to. I don't know what everybody else thinks. That was a curiosity for me. I've only been here a short time, but that's something I noticed in looking at that. Troubled me. The purpose of that is to allow the growth. And
there are some deadlines to these things, but I think we're well within it. So if you want to wait for 2 weeks and table it, we can get more information and get back to you with details. If you like.
Mayor, we're already outside of.
Oh, we're already, I'm sorry. The window's open and closed then. So either we.
no, I don't want to.
Could you ask Ken to maybe write us a letter and explain it? Just so we have clear.
If you'd like, I could check with Isaac. So
And they're just.
when we get these, they come from Isaac because they go through him for his review. So I did, in talking to Isaac, he did tell me that he wasn't even sure if the assessment on this property would even hit the tax bills on the books this year. But he said it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and approve it in case, and it won't affect the 3 years of the abatement. If it hasn't hit the books yet, then, obviously the abatement would go back.
Answer.
But I can certainly ask.
Yeah, I don't, if they're entitled to this, I don't want to cause them to lose it because I had a question over something as a new person here that I didn't understand. I just assume we move forward then if it's going to cause them to lose it.
Entertain a motion.
That we approve the request.
We already have a motion.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And I don't remove.
My error there. Okay, any other discussion?
Why don't you just have Isaac give us the answer?
Yep.
And I think that would be clean up.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Request approval of the facade grant agreement with Piazza Properties, Inc. for property located at 101 West Maumee Street and the amount not to exceed $5,000. Wade, would you like to tell the council what you're up to and what you're trying to?
I don't know if you guys were given anything. Okay.
We have pictures and.
Okay. I didn't bring anything with me.
That's fine.
Basically, we're replacing some windows that some were boarded over, some were bricked on the inside. We're having some
college students that are going to be living up there, creating some bedrooms. Some of the windows that are there are warped and they don't work. So we're just wanting to replace those with some nicer, newer windows and open up the ones that are blocked off with wood. That's kind of an eyesore from down on the ground.
They did go to the Historic Preservation Commission. They did give a favorable agreement to it or agreed to it. Entertain a motion.
Let's move to approve. Okay, David. I'll move to approve. I'll second.
Motion second, any discussion?
How many bedrooms?
I just want to say, I think this is great. I hope everybody takes this initiative. I hate the boarded up windows on this circle. And this looks like it's going to be a great project. So I'm all in favor of it.
We are working with other property owners.
Yeah.
We don't like that boarded up window look either.
Yeah, I will commend the program that you guys have in place for helping us. That's great. We appreciate it. How many bedrooms?
How many apartments?
It actually is just one huge space. There's a couple rooms, but we're opening up the other side for bedrooms over there as well. So we're going to have 6 students up there.
That's for the window.
Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. The clerk treasurer depository statement and cash reconciliation for the month ending April 2024 is presented for your information. And reports, clerk treasurer.
None for me.
Legal.
Nothing to report, Mr. Mayor.
Planning, Mr. Steele.
No report, sir.
Sue, you got anything for us this evening?
No, sir.
Scott?
Nothing.
Matt?
Nothing there.
We're going right around the horn real
Did you
quick.
notice Aunt Hannah has gotten a lot more sun since the last meeting?
I noticed that.
That's because he is living on a lawnmower. I'm at, yeah. Amanda?
Yeah. No report.
Chief, good to have you back, by the way. It's good to see you back, back to full speed. Back to work. Good to see that.
We have nothing as of right now, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, request approval of allowance of accounts payable voucher, $68,625 through $68,890, totaling $1,606,827.49.
I would move we approve this.
We have a motion, and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, any other new business?
Mr. Mayor, and maybe this was old business, I'm not sure, but curious on the update of the engineering services agreement with NIPSCO.
Nothing new to report. It is working itself through process. I've had conversations with the Attorney General's office and our local state legislator, and we are trying to have it go down to the AG office for review. It is currently in legal review. Kim has looked at it. The county's attorney has looked at it. We're waiting for legal advice on moving forward. Is that
And then, so would that come back to us with the dollar amount at that time?
the exact dollar amount? Will the county is going to be the signator on the contract with NIPSCO. We would have an agreement with the county to help them defray the cost, and an exact dollar amount will be brought back to you at that time. They're currently working with other towns and governmental units to have them share the cost. So we're waiting until we get through that process.
I just knew in our minutes it said no formal action was taken, so I didn't know if we had to take a formal action
We
to have
will.
it
We will.
substantiated.
Yes, we will need to do an additional appropriation. Help me out, Ryan.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Additional.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of steps to be taken, but the main thing that we were asking for originally was your interest in moving forward. Now we have that, so now we are continuing to move forward. Anything else?
Just one other, as I was
Yeah, man.
reviewing you. So I know we had looked at the designated outdoor refreshment area. Is
Yes.
that still being pursued or at least investigated?
We need to work on, we have not
Okay,
really started working on that in earnest internally. We will be doing that. We've had a number of other projects that have kind of gone to the top of the list, but we will we will start working on that. And the process that we're going to do is work on it internally. We'll go to the Budget Service Committee, then bring it back to the council.
Yeah, and that's what I noticed when it was canceled today, the committee, so I thought, well, maybe we haven't worked on it as of yet.
I presented a really cool article on the door down there, that the newspaper or the news picked up on it. They've got little signs by the ballpark.
That's down in Fort Wayne or?
Entering a district or something like that.
Yeah, that's one of the requirements. You must define what the
Very,
area
very
is.
cool. And they showed the cups and so forth.
I'm just curious with the courthouse study going on, if that would be part of a consideration of future use, so.
Is that it? Anything else? Councilmember Scheit, anything you have from us for the council today?
I could add just a little bit more information on the service agreement.
Please.
Because that, the amount that will be, they've kind of set forth won't necessarily be all in one check or one term. It could be extended through a couple of years because they have a whole year to get that done. So it'll be billed as steps are completed. So it's not like it's going to be an ask for the full amount right up front.
That was an ask that the county had requested through NIPSCO as they do it on an installment payment schedule, for lack of better, but that was written into the agreement. That's one of the changes the county made.
Like, correct me wrong, with the set amount at the end, not to go over. Wait, that's what the thought was.
When they throw out the number $1 million, is it truly $1 million?
I'm
Or is it truly, is it $1.5 million? Yeah, but that was the number that was set going
But
forward.
that was the idea that you guys said that you guys tried to set it.
And asked the question on timing. 1 year is what they were figuring it would take them to get to that end. So they knew what this project was going to cost and be actually able to start putting it out for bids.
Do you have anything else? All right, the next meeting is June 3rd, 2024. We are adjourned. Thanks.
Have a good night, Mayor. Thank you. Have a good night, Mayor. Have a good night, Mayor.